Climb inside the torso and accept your death.
See, a good friend is the best thing you could ever have. When life just isn't good to you, they'll always be there to help.
Yeah. For example, there was that time where I got stuck in a washing machine and Fred had to cut a hole in it to get me out.
So, about 10 months ago, I decided to make an analysis on Squimpus McGrimpus's VHS tapes. And as most of those VHS cover videos go, the plan for that one was to be split up into 2 parts. But while editing part 2, certain controversy took place. And since it was the type of controversy where you wouldn't really want to give that creator any more light, after thinking on it for a little bit, I decided to scrap the video. But it bothered me so bad to see that to be continued on that video with no part 2 coming. So after putting some thought into it, I decided to make this video with saying this. This video is heavily pushing forward the mindset of appreciate the creation, not the creator. I do not support him as a creator or him as a person. I will go forward in analyzing this as just a cool series and nothing to do with Squimpus. While editing this video, I went back to part 1 of the Squimpus tapes and I realized that I never really analyzed this series, and I more so just talked about what the series did for what FNAF content would become later on. So from this video, we're starting from the beginning. With that out of the way, welcome to another episode of an Analog Horror Analysis, a series in which I go through, cover, and analyze people's different VHS creations. We start off with Fazbear Entertainment Video Manual. This training tape will be a lesson on how to properly clean out your state-of-art animatronic.
First, reach behind their neck and press the red button. This will set them into maintenance mode.
You are then instructed to press the blue button on the back of his head so you can remove his head, his arms, and then his body.
Finally, take the torso piece and lift it upward until it is completely removed. Climb inside the torso and accept your death.
And the video cuts off there. The reason I like this series so much, in the same way that Wendigoon describes it, is that the darkest part of the FNAF lore is never really pushed upon in the games. But with these VHS tapes, it really pushes forward how gruesome the story really is. Like how horrifying the concept is of a man dressing up as a cartoon bunny, killing a bunch of kids and then stuffing their bodies into mascots, where their souls are trapped in these machines, confused and angry for decades. But this brings us to the next tape in the series, Bonnie Joint Movement Testing. It's exactly what you would expect it to be. It goes through each of the joints, making sure they're moving properly, but as most of these videos go, it starts getting more and more distorted, and then we cut to black, we get a jump scare from Bonnie, but then we get something pretty interesting. Now don't worry, I'm not going to have you listen to this full segment, because frankly, it's pretty disturbing, but we get the puppet with blood on his mask, screaming in a very deep gurgly voice, before the gift box in front of him opens up and Fredbear runs into the camera. Now let's unpack this for a moment. The reason this is interesting is that in the original lore of the FNAF games, the puppet is responsible for giving the kids life inside of the animatronics. That box is the same color and style as the one that the puppet used to take the animatronic head out of them and put the head on the selected animatronic that the child was stuffed into. The next tape in the series is Sound Response Check, surrounding Chica. The purpose of the sound response check is to make sure that Chica's hearing sensors are aligned correctly. Eventually, she is told to look forward, but when she does, something strange happens. Chica is staring straight at you. The only thing to break the silence is the buzzing of the VHS tape. This time when it cuts back to the blue screen, saying audio will play, it does not play the default sound. We then get a haunting segment of Chica talking about why she likes the song. It makes her think about birds. She likes birds because they are pretty. She then goes on to say that she recalls a memory where she saw a bird sleeping in snow, and that that's what bad dreams are about. She then says that she feels like she's a bird sleeping in snow, and that she can't get up because it's too cold for her to do that, and that birds can't breathe when they sleep in snow. She can't breathe. Before a haunting-looking child appears behind her, she repeats the phrase, "I can't breathe," before we get a clip of a bird sleeping in snow with the same phrase, "I can't breathe." The fourth tape is Pirate Cove Pre-Show, a cartoon about Foxy. This video is a lot like PT, where he repeats the scene over and over again, but each time he does, it becomes more distorted. Every time the scene finishes, we get a shot of 5 children before one of them disappears, most likely symbolizing each child getting murdered one by one. I will play the repeated scene now.
Hey there, Buccaneers! The Pirate Cove Show is beginning in about 3 sailor minutes. In your lingo, that would be 3 minutes. Shiver me timbers! 3 minutes! I better see some crew over at the curtain, or I'ma toss Freddy and his merry band in Davy Jones's locker. Or worse. I'll start asking for raises. Yar, that's right. That got your attention. I'll see you we landlubbers over there.
It goes on to repeat 2 more times. The second time, the music is gone and the audio is cut off early, and the third time, the audio is cut off completely, with an alarm going on in the background and the robot voice saying viewing of this tape is prohibited, discarded immediately.
Viewing of this tape is prohibited. Discard it immediately. Viewing of this tape is prohibited. Discard it immediately. Viewing of this tape is prohibited. Discard it immediately. Viewing of this tape is prohibited.
We then get a shot of a purple man standing in the distance. This is William Afton, the lead antagonist of the series. He then taunts Foxy, saying, "What's the matter, Foxy? I thought you wanted an audience." We then get a shot similar to William Afton's of Foxy standing in the distance as he looks forward to see Fredbear shaking uncontrollably hanging from a purple noose, his eye sockets showing human eyes instead of animatronic ones. The final tape of Season 1 is non-existent video. This tape is centered around Fredbear's family diner, showing us the backstory and giving us hints of what might be going on here.
Oh, am I glad to see all of you wonderful people.
What is a spring-lock costume? A spring-lock costume doubles as both animatronic and suit, and a wearable costume. This method is much more cost-efficient than using separate suits, and will help eliminate any visual differences of the suits that may break immersion. The costume can switch between suit mode and costume mode by twisting the hand crank on the back of the torso. The spring locks separate the endoskeleton from the suit itself, allowing the skeleton to be removed, so the mascot actor can climb inside with ease. A well-assembled suit has little to no safety risks, but in the case of a faulty costume, you can simply send it back for us to review. We then get a shot of Fredbear, with blood forming around his mouth as the screen flashes red. This is most likely referencing what is known as the Bite of 83, where the first child, Joseph, called in this series, was bitten by the animatronic, killing him. He was killed because his brother Michael played a crude joke, stuffing his head inside of the animatronic, leading the animatronic to chomp down on Joseph's skull.
Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room.
We then get to what is probably my favorite part of the entire series. We get a monologue by someone who we will find the identity of later, and it's so impactful that I think I'm just gonna let it play. It is a lengthy segment, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing, skip to this timestamp where I'll explain it.
See, a good friend is the best thing you could ever have. When life just isn't good to you, they'll always be there to help.
Yeah. For example, there was that time where I got stuck in a washing machine, and Fred had to cut a hole in it to get me out.
You know, you still haven't given me a proper explanation.
From that segment, we realized that we were playing as Michael Afton, the son of the serial killer William Afton. We also realized that we were being spoken to by the puppet, who is possessed by the spirit of Charlie, William Afton's first victim, as she tells us that we should kill our father, lighting him ablaze. But it soon ends up being apparent in Season 2 that Springtrap poses a great threat to the marionette. Speaking of Season 2, our first episode of Season 2 is Night Security Training Video, as it tells us how to survive in the FNAF 1 office.
Welcome to your new job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. This video will elaborate on your duties as a nighttime security guard and will get you up to speed on the tools you will be using.
This training tape goes over the basics of the first game, the cameras, the doors, and the lights.
You will need to use a flashlight with these specially engineered door controls. Pressing the white button will activate the light set outside the door, illuminating a...
We then go into possible dangers, as it talks about how the animatronics are free to roam the building to keep them from locking up, but they don't really have much self-control. So you have the big steel doors to keep them from going into the office and quote-unquote keeping them from damaging valuable equipment.
This is a recording of the facial recognition tests on the new animatronics.
The next tape in the series is called Facial Recognition Testing. This test revolves around what Phone Guy says on Night 1 of FNAF 2.
Fazbear Entertainment is committed to family fun and, above all, safety. They've spent a small fortune on these new animatronics, facial recognition, but most importantly, they're all tied into some kind of criminal database so they can detect a predator a mile away. Heck, we should be paying them to guard you. Now, that being said, no new system is without its kinks.
The Fazbear Entertainment employee in the room with Toy Bonnie states that he will show him pictures of people and it will alternate between an innocent person and a person who's committed some sort of crime. If they show them an innocent person, his eyelids should only raise, but if it's a criminal, he should play a tone and open his mouth.
Innocent. Criminal. Good. Very good. Alright, we'll do a few more.
He goes through the images and everything seems to be going well, before he finds an image that shouldn't be there. Bonnie leaps into action, running at the employee, but before he can do any serious damage, the employee zaps him with a taser and saves himself from possibly getting killed. Trying to catch his breath, he says, "I know we can't have that guy back here, but you can't put shit in without telling me," and that he could have died. Then we get a scene which is most likely the most iconic scene in analog horror history.
God damn it, you know what? How about you take your facial recognition and shove it? Because I'm not working in this death trap anymore, starting right now!
Criminal, 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 criminal.
What's strange about this tape is that they most likely showed Bonnie a picture of William Afton, which is strange because that animatronic is not possessed by a child. What I think happened, both in Squimpus's tapes and the actual Five Nights at Freddy's lore, is that the animatronics who are possessed by children, that being the Wizards, tampered with the facial recognition to make them react this way to William Afton. But that's just my take on it. The FNAF lore is a video for another day, but this leads us to the next tape in the series, security footage. This 4-minute video revolves around the two kids who are possessing Bonnie and Chica. The person inside of Bonnie is named Lucas, but we never figure out who's possessing Chica, so I'll call her Susie because that's her name in the actual FNAF lore. In this tape, they seem to be brother and sister, talking about how we hope that the night guard is William Afton this time, so when they kill him, it'll actually be the person who killed them. It's a very heartfelt conversation between the two, Susie stating that he's a very good brother and that one day they'll go to heaven. They also say that they don't think that William is sorry for anything, even though they hope that he is. Susie says that she hopes that William is sorry for what he did to Lucas, because he's a very good brother, making him cry. Lucas then says that he's happy that Susie doesn't actually know what's going on, and even I don't really understand this. They then part ways and the tape ends.
Welcome, Fredbear's Family Diner employees. Ever since the unfortunate incident from last week, we've been deciding on where the company should go from here.
This next tape is called Company PSA, and it revolves around the closing of Fredbear's Family Diner and the opening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, that being the one from the FNAF 2 location because that's a prequel. They have updated their animatronics to have safer mobility, and they cannot walk off stage. There will be no spring locks, that meaning while there will be mascots, they will be completely separate from all animatronics. Now you may be asking yourself, what about Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, and who are these new characters? Apparently, this is what you say.
Fredbear does not exist. Spring Bonnie does not exist. Nothing happened to anyone. He does not exist. He does not exist.
You may be wondering what he's talking about here, and while we are about to find out, I will say it's not who you expect. It's none other than Joseph, now possessing the Golden Freddy costume. If you remember earlier, we talked about how Joseph was the first person to be killed in the series, because Michael played a crude joke, stuffing his head in the Fredbear's mouth and killing him. As you remember earlier, we were playing as Michael watching these tapes, so now Joseph gets to talk directly to Michael, and he's pissed. Alright. Okay, the next tape. The next tape is called Animated Cartoon, and it's literally exactly what you'd expect. An animated cartoon about Freddy and the group. This one is about Chica finding out that there are two missing members of their group, and you might know who those people are if you just watched the last tape, which you obviously did. Now I do want to show a little back and forth between the characters, because although Squimpus is a piece of shit, the voice actors are actually really good.
That's a wrap, everybody.
About time! I've been getting tired of these kids treating our fine eatery like a food fight ring.
What's so bad about food fights? Oh, I like them.
I don't know. Clean it up and find out.
Oh, come on.
How about everyone quits bickering and I'll make us some pizza instead?
I could do that.
Sounds good to me.
If I haven't fallen asleep by the time it's done, then sure.
Shut up and do what I pay you for.
We then cut to a shot of a dining table. While there are only 6 chairs, there are only 4 of them. Chica asking why, and Freddy not actually having an answer, shrugging it off. Bonnie asks if there's some missing members, and Freddy says it's just a coincidence.
Well, I best be going now.
We then get to a shot of Chica staying there for a few seconds before the door closes behind her, and we get a shot of her actual animatronic form. We then get a shot of somebody going through a flower field as a Fredbear plushie appears on the top of the screen. We then get a shot of fire as we see Golden Freddy appear, but he has no teeth or eyebrows. It's Joseph again, being the absurd party pooper that he is, saying we're never getting out. This story is kind of a three-way battle between the puppet, Joseph, and Springtrap. Springtrap trying to convince Michael that he's a good guy and to let him out of the back room. Charlie is saying that they are going to get out and they are going to go to heaven, and Joseph is trying to convince the puppet that Michael is evil and he will not save us. The next tape is called Memories, and at first it's just a montage of pictures from old locations, but it quickly turns, as most of these tapes do, into something more sinister, as we get a shot of William Afton's face, but it is very deformed into a wide smile.
Hello, whoever you are. You just found a cassette tape hidden in my bedroom. Isn't that strange? A man like William Afton, someone so simple and plain, hiding a cassette tape. Why would he be hiding anything? I'm sure that if you're from around here, you've heard of the somewhat recent happenings with Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. 3 cases of one and 1 case of two. All of them adding up to the 5 missing children of Freddy's. That was me. I'll elaborate on that later.
The voice acting is just ridiculously good in this video, and props to whoever voiced him. But it quickly escalates to the full story of William Afton and why he killed the kids. Him hating Michael his entire life and just seeing Joseph as a better kid and loving him more. So in spite of the ridicule, Michael tormented Joseph, eventually accidentally killing him, but William does not believe it was an accident. He couldn't even work, being too distracted by the thought of killing Michael and being overwhelmed with the grief of losing Joseph. But he knew if he did kill Michael that he'd get caught, so instead of killing Michael, he went down to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, picked out the kids that reminded him most of Michael, and killed them instead.
It was hell for them, but it was heaven for me. And then I leave, without the slightest bit of guilt. So, there you go. And, now that you've heard this, you should know that I check this spot every day to see if this tape is moved. I've seen it so many times, I'll be able to notice even the slightest difference. I will know. So you better put it back, Michael, as neatly as you can, and start running.
I'm trapped. The locks went off while I was wearing it. Somehow I thought that thing would protect me.
This last tape is called Final, and as you would have guessed, yes, it is the last tape in the series. It is a compilation of recordings of Springtrap, William Afton, being locked in the safe room for over 30 years, as we hear him talk to himself over the years.
Either way, it hurts too much for me to get up. I guess it works the same for me as it did for them. I die and end up as one of these. I just wish I knew about that part earlier. I can hear them moving around outside. Someone must have put them back together. And they probably think I'm still dead. Or they just hate me that much. They really are just like him. They deserved it. I bet they're wondering why they're not up in heaven right now. They got me, so why aren't they dancing up there with all the angels? God doesn't care about justice or what's right or wrong. God just likes to watch interesting things happen. I would know. I would know. Michael! Don't leave me here! Michael! Michael! Help me! How could you do that to your own father? I hate you. I've always hated you. I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to make it hurt. Damn you. God damn all of you. I got out. I got out. I got out. I don't know where they took me, but it's somewhere new. So much more room to breathe. There's so many things in here. I remember every single one of them. They have your mask, Michael. The fox. I hate looking at it. It makes me feel so alive. Come on, Michael. Come visit me. I know you'll do it. She'll make you do it.
We then get to the time that you've all been waiting for. Michael versus his father. It doesn't go exactly how he planned, but Michael knows what he needs to do. Michael and William haven't seen each other for over 30 years, and now William has been trapped in that place for so long that they were able to make a haunted house based off of his creations.
I see you.
With Charlie guiding him, he lights his match. Charlie orders him to keep it lit because William's close. He waits for William to strike as he holds the match in his hand, ready to drop it and burn them both to death.
Hello.
We then get an obituary of every single one of William's victims as we say goodbye to this series. Nicole, Lucas, Angie, Benjamin, and Charlie. Now obviously I'm not going to credit Scrimpus in this video at all, but I did feel it would be weird if I didn't credit anyone in this video. So while making this video, I found a really badass edit that I think would do good for a little end credits scene. This is their YouTube channel name, along with the video that will be in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
I've always hated you. I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to make it hurt.
Please just have a laugh with me. You're not far away right now.
When I covered Spectre's FNAF VHS tapes, I did not expect the support that I got from it. That being said, the second video didn't do too well, but that's fine. I'm not gonna be spoiled about it. But as I said in the first and second, I would be doing Baddington's series, so here we are. Baddington's, I guess, history with FNAF VHS has always been very strange to me, but interesting nonetheless. The first couple tapes were meant to be kind of a carbon copy of Scrimpus's old VHS tapes, but after Scrimpus realizing how much better Baddington was, he said to stop. And since Baddington's series is clearly better, we'll do his, so here we go.
What you doing?
We start off with a rather disturbing shot of Freddy peeking through the door. He opens the door, kind of tripping inside, as we hear the loud sound of metal machinery jolting forward. He asks again.
What you doing? Why are you hiding?
We then get a shot of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy's head as it says get ready for a rerun, most likely referencing the fact that this is a rerun of Squimpus's VHS tapes. What's very unsettling about this tape is because nothing matches, but it matches all at the same time. Freddy's childlike voice not matching the predicament or the demeanor that he gives off at all. Baddington has a special talent. He doesn't always show you the spirits of the kids, but he gives them more of a childlike demeanor to the animatronics themselves, reminding you of what these machines actually are, children.
Welcome to the Fazbear Entertainment Maintenance Video Manual.
We start off with a robot voice telling us that this will be a lesson on how to properly clean out your state-of-art animatronic. And it is what you would expect. Press the red button on the back of the neck, setting them into maintenance mode. Then do the following.
Second, press the
blue button on the back of the head, releasing the locks. Then press down on the shoulder joints, releasing the arms. Take off the arms, lift the torso up carefully, and
climb inside the torso and accept your
After this, we get what is most likely the most bass-boosted sound I've ever heard in my entire life, as Freddy's creepy-ass face is slowly uncovered. We get a shot at the original three performing. Something is clearly off with Bonnie. He is completely broken, twitching over in the corner. And judging from the fact that this is a Bonnie joint movement training video, it's most likely that this is the reason why. It cuts to black as Freddy walks on screen, but this isn't an animatronic, this is an employee in a costume. He greets you, saying his name, and saying that you seem like a new recruit. He says what your job will be, which is to repair Bonnie, saying it's easy as
1, 2, 3. To test Bonnie's movements, we have to put him into repair mode and troubleshoot all of his moving parts. Let's start with the head.
They go through the whole song and dance, doing the arms, the legs, and the eyes, but then it starts getting weird. Now, although Sound Response Check is the most popular in Paddington series, I do not think it's the best, but I do think it has the best intro. So good in fact that I might just let you watch it instead of me voicing over.
It's time to go home, baby bird. Mommy? It's time to go home. Home. Take me home with you. No, Chica. Baby bird. No, Chica, you're scaring me.
This is a sound response check. The worker stating that there must have been something so loud it blew out the sound response speakers. Can't imagine what that would have been.
For now, just play the sound response manual and everything should be A-OK.
They go through the check normally. It says she should be looking left, she looks left. It says she should be looking right, it looks right. After she doesn't respond correctly, words pop up on screen saying, "Please ensure there are no children present." Animatronics will react to the sound of children. About the third or fourth time in, right before we see the animatronic disappear off the blueprint, we see a child flash inside of its body. We cut to a pitch black screen as we see what I would assume is Susie's murder. Follows what I believe is Spring Bonnie to the back room. As text, most likely being Susie instead of Chica, pop up on screen saying, "This music makes me feel better." It makes me think about birds. I like birds, they're pretty. One time, I saw a bird sleeping in the snow. That's what bad dreams are about. I feel like I'm sleeping in the snow, and I can't get up. It's too cold for me to do that. Things don't breathe when they sleep in snow. Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the Baddington tapes, an analog horror analysis. This will most likely be the last analog horror analysis that I do for a while, just because I have some new stuff going on in my personal life, and I have some other projects that I'm working on, and so yeah, without further ado, let's get into the actual analysis. We start off with a full shot of Foxy as he has the most obnoxious, yelling greeting I have ever heard in my entire life.
Ahoy, me mateys! It be your favorite swashbuckling buccaneer, Foxy, the Pirate Fox! Arg! When I tell ya, we got a grand show for you today, in just about 10 minutes! Wait, 10 minutes? That's right, 10 minutes! Can ya bloody believe it?
After the obnoxious introduction, Freddy says that they should pack the gear before time runs out, Chica sings in the worst voice I've ever heard, and Bonnie has a New York accent.
Hey! Will you landlubbers stop around? Anyway, you scallywags just be here in time for the show. Not a moment before, and not a moment later, you hear? Or else you'll be forced to walk the plank!
We then get a pretty eerie shot as somebody records Pirate Cove with Foxy's head just barely peeking out of the corner. This goes on for about 12 seconds until we cut to this. This VHS tape is a lot like PT. It keeps repeating the same thing, but each time it does, it gets more and more freaky. Remember that shot we just saw of those little kids sitting in the toy chairs?
Yes! Yes!
Yeah, well every time the video repeats, one of those kids will go missing. And I'm betting my money on that it was William Afton. But we know it must be him, because every time the video repeats and another kid goes missing, it looks like another suit and the performance has been stuffed. But nothing really happens the second time around. The music stops, Foxy tells him to stop f***ing around, and we skip to the next scene. Now this next scene is actually pretty weird and out of place, but apparently Baddington just decided this was a good idea. It's a shot of... We get the same shot of Foxy's Pirate Cove as we did last time, this time Foxy being more apparent and out of his cove. But right before the scene cuts, we get a shot of his hook coming around the corner of the curtain and opening up. A child has gone missing, but what does this mean?
Oh my goodness!
Just try not to slip, Cottontail.
Hey! Will you landlubbers stop mucking around? Anyway, you scallywags just be here in time for the show. Not a moment before, and not a moment later, you hear? Or else you'll be forced to walk the plank!
We get the same shot again, but now Foxy sounds like he's speaking through a funny mic, and another child has gone missing. And since another child has gone missing, you know what that means, say it with me.
Oh my god!
Freddy's been stuffed, but this time, Chica actually has a good singing voice, which is a little bit of a weird choice.
Will you landlubbers stop mucking around? Anyway, you scallywags just be here in time for the show. Not a moment before, and not a moment later, you hear? Or else you'll be forced to walk the plank.
One thing I will say about this VHS tape is that it's a tad bit tedious. Sure, it's a little bit necessarily tedious, but I don't think it has enough engagement to actually hold up its end of the couch. Now this is a Squimpus McRimpus remake, and although this one is definitely better, I feel like Squimpus's was faster and more engaging.
Viewing of this tape is prohibited. Discard it immediately. Viewing of this tape is prohibited. Discard it immediately. Viewing of this tape is prohibited. Discard it immediately. Viewing of this.
We then get a fairly ominous shot of William Afton standing behind the toy chairs, as he says,
"What's the matter, Foxy? I thought you wanted an audience."
The last scene we get is Foxy standing in the hallway looking straight ahead, pretty moon-faced. We get a back shot of him, noticing that he is looking at the parts and service room.
We smoking symbiote.
This will most likely be the last analog horror analysis that I do for a while.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Okay, cool. I say that I'm taking a break from VHS tapes, and a week and a half later, Baddington decides to kick me in the ass. Awesome, great, love my life. But whatever, can't back out now, so let's go. The Case of Edward Morris, another entry into the Baddington tapes, and another episode of an analog horror analysis. Too bad my channel has been recently flopping the f*** out. The following footage contains flashing lights, loud noises, and graphic imagery. Your discretion is advised. We start off with an unidentified person walking towards what I believe to be the back of the pizzeria and into the parts and service place. We shift our focus over to Bonnie as we see him zoom in with his camera on Bonnie sitting on a desk. The video cuts to black and we get a photo of the gate being open, meaning he has a way inside. He walks inside, slowly illuminating the animatronics before him with his flashlight. We don't get a very good look at them before it cuts to black and we get another photo that he has taken of the animatronics. We then get a fairly decent shot of Foxy and Chica up close, looking quite intimidating in the light. He tries his best to maneuver his way through Foxy and Chica when that's pretty awkward, man. We then get a shot of him checking on the hall when we see something dip around the corner. Once again it cuts to black and we get another picture of Freddy leaning over the table as he's just been knocked over, but we see something rather interesting in the picture. He has then left the backstage area and is now trying another gate when we hear rattling and malfunctions behind him. Those sounds end up being Bonnie twitching and pointing at something in the darkness. The noises abruptly stop, and as we maneuver our way in front of Bonnie, we hear him go, "Stranger, stranger." We then get a very chaotic shot of our cameraman running through the hallways as something chases him. He runs through the arcade as we see a full silhouette of what we believe to be Spring Bonnie, William Afton. And throughout this montage, we keep getting shots of the animatronics twitching in black and white lighting. We get a quiet shot of Bonnie with rumbling noises in the background as he says, "We shed our hidden smiles. A new fawn has come to play. Our cries were not heard. The fawn could not stay. No empty box to shelter him. No silver eyes to see through. Run, little fawn, before all hope disappears. Run, little fawn." The golden hair is here. 15-year-old Edward Morris was found dead inside an air vent at Freddy Fazbear's Jr.'s after complaints of an awful smell that flooded the pizzeria. Edward Morris went missing after his friends dared him to hide in the building until the place was closed to gather evidence that the pizzeria was haunted. Though it isn't clear if Edward's family will be taking any legal action against the pizzeria, Fazbear Entertainment has stated that they are not responsible for Edward's death, or the man seen wearing the yellow suit. This is a public statement announcement. Please be aware of the danger of being alone. Anywhere that you shouldn't be could be putting your life at risk, so be safe, smart, and stay far away from this man. I believe that the Little Fawn poem that we read earlier was Bonnie talking about how he tried to help, which is where the flashes of the animatronics were about, but his attempts failed and the 15-year-old was murdered. No empty box to shelter him, no silver eyes to see through, meaning there was no suit to possess and be stuffed inside of, because they were all filled. Run, little fawn, before it is too late.
I bawled so hard they thought I was a fucking nutsack.
Alright, is this thing on? Recording. Okay.
So, a few months ago, I attempted to do a series on Squimpus's old VHS tapes. But while editing the second episode, of course, he had to come out as a groomer. So instead of giving him more light as a good creator, I'm going to cover Baddington's remake of his series, which is way better than his actual series in my opinion. But before we do that, we're going to cover Spectres, because I love Spectres and Baddington is probably going to be a really long episode. But without further ado, here we go.
Clips played from a tape recorder. So, hoping I'm getting I hope I'll get a similar experience coming into this, but I'm not entirely sure of that. So, boss said to record me doing it as well for archive purposes, and also to have some proof that I actually did it. So, let's see what's in here.
One of the amazing things about Spectre's animation is that he combines real life with his animations, which obviously is something that none of us had ever seen before, and we loved it because with its AR type of animation, it gave it more of an immersive feel, even adding his actual hand to the animation, which I have no idea how he did.
In this place, I'm sure they're nearby. Maybe. Fuck are the lights right now? Oh, Jesus! Oh! Oh, alright, well.
A Fazbear employee is called in to do a sound response check on Chica. But, in my opinion, she doesn't need a checkup, she needs to be thrown in the dumpster. Anyway, his boss said that he needed to record his experience, so he had added some proof that he actually did it, which is understandable, of course. He sits down, saying let's get this shit over with, checking if everything is there. His camcorder, his number 2 pencil, his taser, and his paper with all of the requirements on it.
Okay. Alright then. Let's see. Looks like the tape's already in there. All I gotta do is play it, so. Let's see what we got.
Congratulations on completing your first day. However, your job isn't over just yet.
I don't really know.
There's another aspect to your end-of-day routine. You must complete the maintenance checklist.
Fantastic.
During this testing phase, check on the animatronic frequently. If you feel that it is becoming unstable, use the taser provided to you.
Oh.
You can use it 3 times without damaging the hardware. Every use over 3, however, will decrease the item's salvage value.
Interesting.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Our cameraman, being the insanely brave boy that he is, stares straight on at Chica, seemingly unfazed by the horrible sounds that are coming out of that tape. But, even so, you can clearly see that he's uncomfortable in his current predicament. Her left arm moves up, he writes it down, and continues with the tape.
See if anything else moves.
So unfortunately, I'm not going to go over this entire video, because although I love Spectre, this is probably the most boring VHS out of the entire series. Not saying it's a bad video, but compared to the other ones, it's not really a shining light. The regular things happen, couple creepy things, she looks down, and then this happens.
Audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, hold on a second. What the fuck? Whoa, what the fuck?
So bad I can't breathe.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck? Okay, we can do this. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. No. Where the what the fuck? Where the fuck did it go?
Do you guys hear this shit?
What the? No. Oh no.
Alright, next video, baby. And it starts off with this little number. So a Fazbear employee is called in to do a movement checklist on Bonnie. To us, this is unwithered Bonnie, and this video is supposed to pose on why withered Bonnie looks the way he does. He actually goes on to say that they are opening up a new location, which is why he needs parts to check if they actually move so they can put them into the new animatronics. This is a reference to something that Phone Guy says in the second game. Phone Guy saying that the only reason they have them is for salvaging parts for the new animatronics, as I said earlier.
Your movement test. Alright then. We will need as many parts as we can salvage from our remaining animatronics. These may include servos, wires, circuit boards, or pieces from the endoskeleton. Insert the floppy disk titled Animatronic Movement Test Program into the computer to test each of the animatronic's joint movements. Okay. Sounds simple enough. Alright, let's get the computer on, get this thing hooked up, and let's see how this movement test goes. Let's see. Ah, here it is.
He slides in the disc to test the animatronic's movements to the computer. Simple enough, he types in the joint he wants to move, and it should move on the animatronic. First, he tests the neck, and unfortunately...
Huh. That's strange. I guess there's some kind of circuit malfunction. I'm not sure why it's... Okay.
He breaks. His entire thing just screws over, and I have no idea if Bonnie took a shit in this guy's cornflakes this morning, but the smallest glitch out of this 30-year-old rusty, gross-ass animatronic will piss this guy off to no limits.
Jesus Christ! All of these parts are so grimy and full of rust that these constant failures don't exactly surprise me. Damn, this thing stinks. So let's go ahead and take off this left arm now before something kills it too, so I can at least salvage something from this thing.
Alright, let's have a round of applause for this guy. So thankfully, after all that, he was able to get the left arm off, and just from that, you can see withered Bonnie starting to form.
Be wired to anything else, so hopefully I'll be able to salvage everything that I haven't tested already. But seeing how easily that right shoulder joint just snapped, I'll highly doubt it'll be that easy. Alright, let's move on to the hips now.
As he just said, he goes on to do the hips, and unsurprisingly, Bonnie's hips don't lie. Then he goes on to do the feet, but this time something weird as shit happens, and you gotta listen closely. Some people heard it before they saw it, some people saw it before they heard it.
The new animatronic models will be made from a plastic mold. This means we will need to salvage as many pieces of the fabric layer as possible, the most important of which are the hard-to-replicate features such as the head, face, hands... Oh, Jesus! Why is... Oh. Right. Forgot to turn the computer off. Whew! Okay, so, anyways, it sounds like I'm just salvaging the exterior layer now. Let me go ahead and take the other endo parts alongside the fabric piece that I actually need.
Another note on Spectre's VHS tapes is that the acting has never been really bad. I mean, this guy actually acts pretty normally. He makes excuses for weird things. I mean, wouldn't we all? I don't think all of us would jump to conclusions. He just takes it naturally, and I like it. Now, he takes off a hand, a foot, and the eyeballs, but he says that the company specifically wants the faceplate for some reason, but it has been glued down, and he has to really work on it to get it off. He says this isn't normal, and in most people's opinion, we think this is William Afton behind the body.
After a bit of force and a few extra cuts, I managed to tear the face off, as you can see down there. So I figured out that the headpiece still wouldn't budge because it's completely glued to the back of the head, which is very unusual. So if I were to try and force it off, it'll most likely tear in unpredictable directions and make the entire thing unsalvageable. But they did make it sound like they only wanted the actual face of the animatronic, so that's down there along with everything I managed to physically scrap from this thing. So, we are done with that then. Okay, let's see.
He goes on to read another report saying on how that the animatronic smells awful, putrid, like something died inside, him agreeing with every statement with little words here and there. But before he can actually check inside it, something strange happens.
Remove the torso of the animatronic. What the? Damn it, not again. Huh. I guess the power went out. Yeah, I might have tripped a breaker or something with all that computer commotion. Alright, let's go turn the power back on and hopefully finish up. What the? Hey! Let me out, guys! This isn't funny! Guess let me finish up real quick with the dart. Where'd it go? Oh, really? Right now? Come on, come on! What? What the fuck? Why is it? Oh, God. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Jesus Christ, what was that?
Alright. Got a bit of an unusual call today, but a job's still a job, I guess.
Grab your snacks because this is going to be a long one. A paranormal investigator is hired to do an investigation on strange reports that have been filed in a new pizzeria that had opened up in a new strip mall.
The place is called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Normally I'd get called into places that are abandoned or at least old buildings that are at least a century old. But, the strip mall itself looks pretty new, and the manager told me that this particular location was opened roughly 5 years ago.
It was also reported that these strange occurrences were disrupting other businesses inside the strip mall, and they could possibly have to move if he couldn't figure out what was going on in the location. He goes on to read these events, stating that objects would move around and reappear in different places even when the building was shut off completely and there was no workers there. Also stating that children could be seen inside the building even when it had been closed for hours. One of the main occurrences, though, that really sparked this entire investigation was when in a birthday party a bunch of kids ran out of the bathroom crying, saying that they saw somebody else staring at them in the mirror, speaking a language that they couldn't understand. And in some occurrences, some of the children that the coworker saw would disappear in thin air in full view of the coworker. Some kids were male, some kids were female, but they all ranged through an age of 7 and 11.
And that's all she wrote. So, based off that information alone, my guess is that this is some sort of poltergeist. It does sound like there may be more than one in the building, but of course I won't know that for sure until I can hopefully make contact with one of them. The thing is, if no one's been possessed or has died yet, then it seems these entities may not be violent or demons or anything like that. These very well may just be the spirits of actual children who are maybe just lost and obviously confused about what's going on. But again, won't know for sure until we're in there. Alright, I believe that's everything I need. Yep, that's everything. Alright.
Walking into the pizzeria, he comments on how he purposely asked the owners of the building to shut the power to the building completely, so there would be no excuses for the flickering lights just being because of the poor power of the building.
But of course, this unfortunately means that I have to work in the dark. Alright, let's get the EMF reader out and let's see. Well, shit, okay. So I was told that all of their animatronic characters should be on stage and shut down. I was told there's a bear, a bunny, a chicken, and a fox. Probably shouldn't jump the gun just yet, though. Maybe one of the employees forgot to take them out of storage or something. Regardless, let's, go ahead and get set up here. Alright, let's see what the EMF reader picks up.
Saying on how there must be something close because of the sudden temperature change, he walks towards the stage, finding a hot spot. Or a cold spot, no pun intended.
Get the fuck off the stage, you idiot!
Getting a few blips here and there, but nothing pretty substantial yet. Oh, here we go. I think we got something right here. Yeah, it seems to be in this area. Let's go ahead and set up the spirit box then.
After a few tries of attempting to get a spirit to communicate, he picks something up.
My name is Sean. Can you say my name back to me?
Sean.
Whoa, shit, here we go. Okay, just so I can make sure that wasn't a coincidence, can you say my name again?
Sean.
Alright, thank you. So now that I know that I'm speaking to someone, can you tell me your name? Susie. Did I hear you say Susie?
Yes.
Okay, hi Susie. Is there anyone else in the room with me right now, or is it just me and you?
They're here.
They're here? Who's they, Susie? What are their names? Do you know their names, Susie? How old are you, Susie? Do you remember your age? 8. Okay. So you must be one of the children that I've heard about. Alright, Susie. I guess more to the point. How did you die? Do you remember how you died? I'm not here to hurt you in any way, Susie. I just want to understand what happened to you and why you're here. If you're uncomfortable telling me...
Murder.
Murder? Who murdered you? Do you remember this person's name?
Bonnie.
Bunny? You were murdered by a bunny? Maybe she meant Donnie? Like a Donald?
Yes.
Wait, was that a yes? Alright then. How did this bunny kill you?
Knife.
A knife? Susie, was this a person dressed like a bunny?
Yes.
Holy shit. Hold up, I have to make sure the camera got that.
So now he could have a murder on his
So maybe I could come back tomorrow or something and see if the owners can unlock the door again and maybe take off its hinges so there won't be a door for the spirit to lock, you know? Anyways, I seriously need to check the footage because I need to make sure the camera even got what I just saw a moment ago. Alright, so it looks exactly what I saw, which was pretty much a shadow apparition of someone. It also looked like it could be a small kid, maybe, which would make sense if it's one of the children that the night guards were talking about. That just leads me to believe, you know, a lot more than I did originally, that maybe more than one spirit's presiding here.
He goes on to say that the spirit telling him to turn his equipment off sounded way different than Susie. But he's going to try one more time with the spirit box. If he can't get anything, he's probably going to call them.
Holy shit. Hello? That's gotta be one of the children. Look at that. Now she's gone. Oh. Huh, well, I guess that explains where you were the entire time. I'm having a bit of a hard time believing you were left like that, though.
Now he gets his moment to communicate with one of these things. He sets up his equipment as fast as he can and starts.
Gonna set up an ovulus for this session.
Q&A mode.
So hopefully I can get some clearly spoken words. Alright. Is there anyone in the room with me right now? Anyone who'd like to communicate with me. I of course mean you no harm. I just want to know if someone else is in here with me. Did someone here move the...
I am
You are? Okay, good. What's your name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Alright. Hi, Gabriel. Can you tell me roughly where you are in the room?
There.
Bear. So you're saying you're in front of the bear?
Inside.
Inside. Are you the one who moved the bear in here? Gabriel, why are you possessing the animatronics here? I'm not gonna assume you're doing it... Trapped? You're trapped inside that thing? How did you get trapped? Gabriel, I know this may be uncomfortable for you, but I can't help you unless you answer my questions. How did you get trapped in that thing? Okay, well, if you're still troubled by what happened to you, then I guess we can skip those questions. If it means you'll keep talking to me. Okay. Do you remember how you died, Gabriel?
Murder.
There it is again. Murder. That's exactly what Susie said. Do you remember who murdered you, Gabriel?
Him.
Him? What do you mean him, Gabriel? Do you remember his name? Gabriel, whether you're trying to or not, you're causing a lot of problems for the people who own this place. Now, if you help me out...
He must die.
Will pay.
I assume you're talking about your killer. I don't know if I'm going to kill him per se, but I'm willing to find him and make him pay for what he did to you and Susie. Now just tell me what you remember of him. Did you catch a glimpse of him, maybe? Do you remember what he looked like? What he was wearing?
Purple.
Purple. Okay, purple. Well, at least that's something. I was told by the restaurant owner that the employees here wear purple outfits. Did this person look like he worked here, maybe?
Yes.
Yes. Interesting. Did you ever see his face? Can you describe it to me?
No, too dark.
No, too dark. Okay, so it must have been too dark to make out the facial features, I guess. Alright, so one last thing I want to ask before I go. I was talking to another spirit here named Susie, and she mentioned something about someone in a bunny suit. Does that sound familiar to you? Gabriel, are you still there?
Get out.
Get out? Why? Why do you want me to leave, Gabriel?
Get out. Get out.
Have I said something to upset you?
Get out.
What the fuck? Why did this just go out? What the fuck? Whoa, 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 what the fuck? Holy No, come on, come on, come on!
This tape starts off as a black void. Eventually, we start to hear the voices of Agent Edward and Agent Wallace, investigating the following. A tape from the North View Mall incident recorded by MCPD officer Mitchell Clyde. After its declassification, the public can finally see for themselves what transpired that night. From the starting information of the video, and to see what condition the animatronics are in, it's most likely that this video takes place after the missing children's incident, but during FNAF 2.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a case of a serial murder, is that correct?
Yes, sir, as well as theft and bribery, among others. Now, this relates back to a string of disappearances that started popping up about a year ago, all relating back to a kids' entertainment company called Fazbear Entertainment. This first case involves a man named Sean Roberts, who... On the night of August 19th, 1985, around 2 o'clock, he was hired to look into the company's supernatural occurrences. However, his family reported that same morning that he hadn't come home and has been missing ever since. Now, originally we suspected that he had been kidnapped, but witnesses who lived close to the restaurant strip mall lead us to believe a different story. They reported hearing a loud gunshot. Some recognized it as a shotgun blast that came from the parking lot during the night. When we arrived on scene after a disturbance call about it that evening, we found shattered glass from a broken window pane that landed on the outside of the building. We did manage to find a small blood sample on the ground as well as fingerprints off the victim's equipment, confirming that this was him and he had indeed been murdered. However, we found nothing giving us any idea of who the actual killer was. So we asked the company if they might have caught the event on camera. Their response was that Mr. Roberts had requested that the building's power be shut off and that the building's entrance doors be unlocked for him to enter. So, with the prospect of literally anybody being able to enter the building at any time, nobody could exactly prove that the company itself was involved, so we eventually just passed this case off as some crack job who stumbled on the unlocked door, figured he'd try to score himself a payday by robbing the place, saw Mr. Roberts approaching the building, and then shot him through the window to ensure no witnesses. Afterwards, he spent the rest of the time before we got there doing the best to clean up after himself. And then another case came up, about a few months after that, on March 15th, 1986. The family of a mechanic for Apter Robotics, their LLC sister company, filed a report about their missing son, Matthew Walker. No tangible evidence of a crime that was committed, so the second time we asked if the company had any idea about this event, or again, had maybe caught it on camera. Again, they said no, and when they looked back at the camera footage, it cuts off about the time that it could have happened, so they inferred that maybe that their building power had randomly shut off. So again, nobody at the time could prove they were responsible for his disappearances, but I think we both know lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice. So we kept a closer eye on him this time. Finally, the smoking gun case that told us something fishy was going on was the disappearance of Jacob Carter, the company, and reported missing after he didn't come back for his first night shift on October 29th, 1986. Again, no evidence of a crime could be found anywhere, but this time when we asked the company for the footage, they agreed, but discovered it had, quote, mysteriously gone missing as soon as they went to look for it. So y'all start to sense a pattern here.
3 missing people are gone without a trace, and a suspiciously uncooperative company are seemingly covering up these incidents.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Do also bear in mind that all of this is on top of 4 extra missing kids cases relating to the company as well. I unfortunately don't have the documents on hand with me right now since they were just requested by our CSIs a few minutes before this, but...
Real quick, before this video continues, I do want to have a little con that I have on this VHS tape. Spectre, I love you, but I just need to point something out. Now, I don't know about the other children, but I do know that this kid in this picture, the real boy in this picture, was kidnapped and murdered. I'm not going to say how, but I just want to let you guys know that that really did happen. Inspector, I love you, but I don't think it was the most respectful thing to put him in your creation. Just wanted to put that out there. It goes on to say that a man actually confessed to the murder of all 4 kids and all 3 adults. We obviously know this couldn't have happened because we know who killed the adults and we know who killed the kids. The parent of each missing child then went on to sue Fazbear Entertainment, which would almost make them go completely bankrupt, which I guess is an excuse for them to cover up because they could not handle any more lawsuits. Not saying it's right, but I guess it's a valid excuse.
Not sure why he wants to still keep secrets from us now, even after letting the cat out of the bag. Also, his responses don't seem very genuine.
Don't seem genuine? Are you sure he's not just trying to throw you guys off?
Agent Edwards, I've served with this police department sergeant for 25 years. I know when people are lying to my face.
Well, if there's a confession, then this sounds like an open and shut case to me. So what are you guys trying to say right now?
Well, we just think the situation is a bit too good to be true. A guy gets away with 7 murders and now all of a sudden decides to stop hiding his tracks. It was too easy to catch him.
I'll say, son of a bitch pretty much cuffed himself. Didn't try to fight, resist, escape, nothing.
So what? Maybe he felt guilty and turned himself in. Thought he could pull a fast one on us last night and we got him.
All I'm saying is that there could be more to this case than was immediately apparent. There could be parts of this that we don't know or aren't seeing quite yet.
Well, unfortunately the court doesn't care about could-bes. They're only concerned about what we can prove. Now, is there anything else you haven't shown us yet that proves these claims more broadly?
There is one thing, and it's another major reason we brought you guys in. One of our officers managed to record the whole ordeal that happened last night. However, there are definitely parts of this tape that we cannot show to the public. At least not yet.
All right, Dad. Show us what you got.
Is that camera rolling?
Let's see. Yep, says recording.
Alright, good. Should be coming up on them fairly soon.
Which way are they heading?
Should be the same direction we're going, just not exactly sure how far up they are. Keep an eye on both sides though.
Oh shit, is that them?
Might be. It looks like it fits the bill.
Why the hell are they driving so slow?
I don't know. They're probably trying to decide what to do. Let's go ahead and photo it in now before they try something. 3 Echo 10 to dispatch, over.
3 Echo 10, go ahead.
Yeah, we got a possible jackpot on that Bolo 41982 white GMC box truck currently heading northbound on 99.
Roger, ready for the plate detail.
That LP is going to be Juliet Golf Kilo 245. That's Juliet Golf Kilo 245. And it's a Wisconsin plate, over.
3 Echo 10, that's a positive ID. Vehicle was reported stolen from a rental service a few days ago and is now involved with an ongoing investigation. Multiple units reported seeing a brand logo on the side of the vehicle though, so the vehicle may be...
Okay, I'm going to walk over to the driver's side and tell what's going on and see if we can get this squared away. Sit tight, be ready to back me up, alright?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
He walks up to the side of the semi, greeting them by saying that he's Officer Dale. He asks for the license and registration so that the keys be taken out of the truck in case they try to run. And although they do have their license, this truck was still reported stolen.
Alright, let me go ahead and rerun the stuff and see if we can get this issue squared away, alright? Alright, sit tight for a minute. You might follow this in for me? I'm going to take care of the registration out here so I can keep an eye on them.
Yeah, sure thing. 3 Echo 10 to dispatch.
3 Echo 10, what you got?
Got a commercial license I need you to check out for me.
Ready for the details.
License number is going to be 126-26679. That's 126-26679. First name Oscar, last name Master. M-A-S-T-E-R. He's a 34-year-old white male with short brownish black hair. Over.
I'm not coming up with anything. Can I get a 10-9 on the number?
126-26679.
I got no one listed under that name. Is it expired?
Negative, dispatch. License says it'll expire in 92.
They gave him a fake ID, so now Officer Dale has to be the one to take him out and put him in cuffs. He walks up to the side of the semi, tells him what's going on, and this happens.
Hey man, I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle for... Hey, where the hell's your friend? Daryl?
3 Echo 10, officer down, shots fired! Don't move! Show me your hands! Now! Drop what's in your hands and step out of the truck! You deaf motherfucker! I said!
Unfortunately, Officer Dale is shot dead. But what the hell was that? Whoever these people are, they must have some sort of control over the animatronics. But if we know that these two animatronics are haunted by spirits, who the hell knows how they did that? One of the men tells his partner that they need to get out of there, Foxy running along like he's one of the boys. And surprisingly somehow, Officer Mitchell, the person in the description, the person who recorded all this, is okay. He gets up seemingly unscathed, and he needs to go after them because they killed his fucking partner.
The Echo 10 to dispatch. Dispatch, can you read me? Can anyone hear me right now? Oh, fucking great. Daryl! Daryl, you still with me, buddy? God damn it, man. I'll make him fucking pay for this. This is 3 Echo 10. I got an officer down on 999 North. I need backup and immediate medical assistance. Over. Does anyone read me? Ah, radio's busted too. Fuck.
He trails off into the woods, and this tape perfectly encapsulates how good Spectre is making it look like someone is actually holding the camera. And the other one, he was able to do a more AR type of experience because it was a smaller space and he could just walk around his room. But this time, he's going through a forest and a mall. If you would have told me that Spectre literally just went into the woods in his backyard and did this, I would have totally believed you because of how damn good and realistic this looks.
Damn. What is this place? Looks abandoned. Or at least pretty run down. It's gotta be a mall or something. The hell are they doing in a place like this? This must be where they broke in. Or at least where someone broke in. Jesus, this place definitely looks bigger on the inside. I mean, it looks fairly intact, but my God, did they let this place go? These are the old businesses they closed down. Architecture looks super retro, though. This place had to be built in like the late 60s to early 70s at least. I wonder if there's still... No way! How is there still power in this place? Well, if there is still power, hopefully the phones here still work. I gotta make sure backup knows I'm here, otherwise they'd be looking everywhere to try and find where the action is. I think that's a map right there. Let's see if I can find the office buildings. Okay, let's see. Office. Here. Okay. Second floor on the east side. Alright, let's see if those phones still work. So hopefully I can redirect the cavalry over here to help me catch these guys. Wait.
How long until the rest show up?
From where we are, it'll take him at least 5 to 10 minutes, but they don't even know we're here, so we've got time.
What if they check here first?
Will you quit your fucking bitching and hand me the pliers?
Ah, I see. They're scrappers. I wonder what they need all that for, though.
got it. Open the bag. I heard that! Who's there? Hey! Who's that?
Oh, fuck it. MCPD! Hands up! Now!
How the fuck? It's just him. Come on, let's go. Now, hurry up.
After opening fire, he has to take pursuit because these pussies ran. After he sees something in the distance, he points his gun at him, thinking it's one of the dudes, but now he has to run because holy shit! Somehow, after Mitchell hides in some sort of kitchen cabinet, Foxy doesn't see him. After this ballsy-ass police officer goes in pursuit again of the criminals. He goes to the offices of the building trying to find a phone, and he actually finds one with it. So after politely letting himself in, he calls the police.
Yes! Still works! Alright, let's send in the cavalry. Come on, pick up! Yeah, this is Officer Mitchell Clyde, MCPD. We got shots fired at Northview Mall, east of I-99 North. I got 2 armed and dangerous suspects with machine pistols, both in all black and ski masks. Physical description unknown. My partner's down and unresponsive. I need backup and immediate medical assistance. This sound like a fucking prank call to you, lady? Both me and my partner's radios are busted. What do you want me to do? Thank God this phone still works, otherwise I'd have no way to reach you guys.
I think I heard something.
Ah, shit. Just give me some backup, damn it.
Chris! What? He's still alive! He got to one of the phones!
Ah, fucking shit. Alright, we've only got 3 more spots after this. We better hit those quick. Where's your robot?
I don't know. Try to call it back.
You know, I'm almost tempted to leave that useless piece of shit here.
We can't let the cops find it. It's gotta come with us.
Don't make me regret this. Come on, we're on the clock.
Now after this, we know the name of one of them. Chris. Again, this ballsy-ass police officer takes pursuit. And again, doesn't go very well.
There he is!
Oh, shit! Ah! Fuck!
How you like that, you coward?
And again, after all that, we probably get one of the coolest shots out of all of Spectre's VHS tapes. Usually I'm not talking over these, but I just want you to see how badass this is. currently chasing him around the second floor ledge of the building, he pulls out his taser and shoots him right in the exposed area, knocking him out completely. Finally, backup shows up, and we take a breath of fresh air as we see that we're not alone anymore.
About fucking time.
He puts his hands up in the air screaming, "Blue, Blue, don't shoot." They recognize him as Officer Mitchell and help him out.
Stand down! He's with us!
Thought we had lost you. Why the hell didn't you report in?
Both mine and Daryl's radios are busted, sir. Only so much I could do at the time. Managed to find a working phone, and that's how I called you guys in.
I see. Where's Daryl then?
Wasted, Sarge. Got shot up pretty bad. I think he's dead.
Damn it! Alright, where is he?
Down by my vehicle, right next to the stolen truck on 99, not too far from here. Pretty sure my lights are still on, so it'll be hard to miss.
Go down, secure the part of the highway, and get medical down there as fast as you can.
Yes, sir. Alpha Squad, on me.
You hurt?
I got my head bashed pretty hard and I'm shot in my thigh. Other than that, though, I'll live.
Can you fight?
I'll try.
Alright, good. We need all the help we can get before they escape. What do they look like?
Hard to tell. Both of them were in ski masks and all black. It seemed like Daryl got a good look at them with their masks off, though it's not like he can give you a description of them now. One of them has a machine pistol, and I think the other guy's got a regular one. One of them's name is Chris, but I didn't catch the other guy's name.
When's the last time you saw him?
Down this way. I think they're still here, but we gotta go now.
Alright. Bravo, Charlie, sweep this building. Let's smoke these guys out. The rest of you are on me. Let's move!
Now that he has backup, he is able to safely take pursuit this time. After supposedly killing Chris, he's able to apprehend the other one.
What's your name? Identify yourself.
Henry Emily.
The Walton Files, an analog horror series created by a little dude named Martin Walls. As some of you may know, I have built up a series called an analog horror analysis, where I go through, cover, and analyze people's different VHS tapes. And while sitting here wondering what my next video should be, I realized that I had never covered my favorite VHS tape series of all time. So take my hand as I go through probably the most disturbing series I have ever covered. One of the many reasons of why the Walton Files have always intrigued me is not because of its robots or cinematography or unique art style, but because of the goal it's trying to portray. It's not just about hauntings and scary images, it's also about regret and our own failings as human beings. And the hauntings and animatronic murders are just the backbone for the series. In a nutshell, the series is a string of tragedies following two families, whilst haunting in a burger restaurant happens beside them, affecting more and more families as the employees of the restaurant go missing. We start off with Company Introductory Tape, a tape used for new employees who are looking for a job. The description reads, Tape 1. This is a compilation of tapes created by the already extinct Bunny Smiles Company. I tried to get as much info as I could about what these tapes are. All I can find was that these tapes were handed out to new employees back in 1974 to 1979. The rest of the tapes seem to be recorded by a new facility caretaker in the year 1982. Hopefully I can find more tapes soon. Anthony.
Hi, and welcome to the introductory tape to your new job at Bunny Smiles Incorporated. You have applied to a job in technical support and maintenance. What does this job particularly mean? It means that you, amongst other employees, are the one who will take care of creating a magical and fun experience for Bond's Burgers. These are the showstoppers: Bond, Shaw, Boozoo and Banny, a computer-animated band made by BSI to entertain children. As a technician, you'll be given the role of a facility caretaker.
As a facility caretaker, your job is to manage cleaning and sanitation management,
robot maintenance and repair,
and learning how to use BSI technology. They then go on to talk about their two beloved founders of Bunny Smiles, Jack Walton and Felix Kranken.
Which reads, in BSI, the most important thing to us isn't the money or the ratings. The most important thing to us is that you have a wonderful experience while working with us. That being said, with the Bond's Burgers restaurant getting opened in a few weeks, we're looking forward to achieving this dream with you.
The BSI storage facility, also known as K9, is a company project to store all valuable items from the closed-for-good Bond's Burgers restaurant. Given the situations about the incident inside the 1974 Bond's Burgers location, any type of props, animatronics, and arcade machines will be carefully moved, inspected, and secured inside the bunker located deep down in St. Juana's Forest for Good. A facility caretaker will take care of securing the facility and keeping it safe and working properly. Wait a minute there. Let's reverse that.
You finally start to remember. That's all day. They will be back for you soon. Sophie.
Sophie. Remember that name because it will become very important later on. We then get a cartoon from Bunny Smiles Incorporated, Little Bond's Neighborhood, 1979 by Sunlight Animation. This is called Bond's Super Sleepover, written by Sarah Evelyn. It starts off with a woman saying that Bond must pack up before his sleepover, but it's apparent early on that this cartoon is not what it seems.
For this sleepover, he invited Shah, Boozoo, and Billy. Let's check again in case we don't forget any guests. Bond invited Shah, Boozoo, and...
Now, if you remembered what was previously mentioned in the tape, you would know that this person looks a lot like Jack Walton, one of the founders of Bunny Smiles Incorporated. We're taking him back to Bond's house where he's getting ready to watch a movie. He pulls out the tape and oh, there's the face again, and we're still left wondering about the importance of this man and why he is all over the tape. They pop the movie in and we get a shot of the TV, but there's something sitting next to the TV. Did you catch it? There's a bottle of pills laying next to the TV with the name Sophie. Remember that name?
They will be back for you soon. Sophie.
Good. Keep remembering it. We then get a shot of each character sleeping in their bed, and we eventually make our way over to Bond, who is strangely woken up by something bumping in the night. He walks downstairs and notices that the TV is on, but it ain't playing SpongeBob. So let's unpack this. First of all, there's that name again, Sophie. And now we can see her wearing what I would imagine to be a purplish maroon colored security guard outfit. We can also see that Bond is standing behind her. Was she a victim of this animatronic? Understandable to think so, but I don't know. On top of that, we also see this. Now with the naked eye, you can't really make out what the TV says, but if you were to turn on the subtitles in the original video, this is what you would get. Missing, Jack Walton, last seen June 11th, 1974. Remember a couple minutes ago how I thought this guy looked like this guy? Well, now it's basically confirmed, because Jack Walton was already listed as one of the owners of Bunny Smiles Incorporated. So, they both look similar, they definitely have a leading role when it comes to Bunny Smiles, and one of them has to be named Walton. And this guy does not look like Jack Walton. So he must be Felix Kranken. And please, remember Jack Walton and Felix Kranken, as they will also become very important to the story. So now we have 3 different names to keep track of: Sophie, Jack Walton, and Felix Kranken. Now with those names out of the way, let's continue.
Stay. Okay, I think that's good enough. So, this is the brand new caretaker for the old Bunny Smiles facility. I'm recording this because the company requires some kind of archives for the work history, something like that. I honestly have no clue because I started working here. Actually, I'm going there right now. But they gave me this weird location. There's somewhere in a forest, I think, to work at. And I've been driving for 20 minutes, and I can't find the place. I made it to the location, I think. It's gotta be it. Anyways, so Chris told me this place hasn't been working since about 78, 79, somewhere around then, and that was 4 years ago, I think. So chances are it's gonna smell horrendous.
He is there to do a movement test on the blue bunny animatronic who can only really be Bon. He jokingly comments on how the place absolutely reeks. I wonder why. So far it's going smoothly, but then this happens.
What was that thing?
I can't feel anything. He thought I was her. Who's her? And what could he be talking about here? Could he be talking about Sophie? After all, she's been a reoccurring name throughout the episode. But let's keep watching. Hello, my name is Brian Stells, and I work as a facility caretaker. I would imagine this man to be who we just saw get murdered by Bon. We start off with a simple drawing of Bon, who's standing like he's about to start crip walking. It zooms out to reveal us a title card! Bunny Smiles Incorporated, a company by Cyberfront Tech in 1970. Not responsible for any injury, death, or dismemberment.
Hello, BSI members and employees, and welcome to the tape that will change the future of the Bon's Burgers brand and the Bunny Smiles company for the better. That's right, after 4 long years of legal paperwork, we finally decided to use our backup plan.
Jack Walton. There's that name again, and if you look at the very bottom, you can make out Jack still here. Something is definitely going on here.
We now present to you the Relocate Project. But before we go into details, we want to greet all the new Bunny Smiles employees.
With the company greeting out of the way,
Let's start analyzing the Relocate Project by checking what has happened ever since the closure of Bonds 4 years ago. As many of you might have known from previous tapes, our beloved entertainers were safely secured in St. Juana's storage facility some months after the restaurant's closure.
Later on, a good amount of business opportunities appeared, such as books, merch, animated movies. We even got a TV show. That's when Felix Kranken had the brilliant idea of restore and reprogram the robots of Bond's Burgers with the purpose of relocating them in a new restaurant that would be opened in a not-so-distant future. A pretty smart plan, right? Making enough money to eventually reopen the Bond's Burgers restaurant is no doubt a brilliant idea. So let's give it up for Felix Kranken, a man with not only a giant brain, but also a giant heart.
Ugh, what the f***? I've let the video play on long enough, and I'm not going to put you wonderful people through facial expressions because it is, well, horrible. But at first, it's exactly what you would expect it to be, a facial expressions test. The jaw movement, the eyelid movement, and the eye movement. Then it goes into some weird shit, showing us a top-down view of Vanny stuck in a room. After repeating the phrase, the bunny rabbit needs to get out, it then repeats the phrase,
The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving. Is starving. Is starving. Is starving. Is starving. Is starving. Is.
Wait, do you see that? Okay, can't fully read that, but someone is apparently missing in 1974.
Welcome to Technical Support. Today we will focus on the area tour and orientation inside K9, the Bunny Smile storage facility.
Pretty self-explanatory. You are going to be shown around the building so you can get your bearings and not get lost. They then show you your business outfit that you're required to wear for the job, and your name tag. Now you need to be shown the supplies you will need for the journey.
But let's stop and think. Do you have all the necessary items for your job tasks? I thought so. Let's put on a nice backpack and start packing some items. Let's check the items you will require for your job at K9. Lantern? Check. Snacks? Check. Key? Check. Camera? Check.
You fuck with me, you die!
Wow, it's pretty dark here. You should turn on the light. Turn on the light. Turn on the light. Turn on the...
Now I'm not going to sit here and explain for 5 minutes what they show you in the building. I'm fairly certain you can guess. Utility closet, storage unit, party rooms, etc. But something happens when we get to one of the rooms, and I will show you that now.
Welcome to the basement.
Hold on now. I know reverse talk when I hear it, so let's reverse that, and also slow it down because it seemed kind of fast.
Rosemary would go to the restaurant every night hoping that his beloved husband would reappear after being missing for weeks, but no response until one day she heard a voice saying, "I know where she is, Rosie," coming from the backstage. Sophie, where am I? By the time the lady entered the backstage, as the voice told her to, missing husband wasn't there. Instead, she found a rat.
Rose broken will fix you. You will beautiful. You will beautiful. You will beautiful.
She looked beautiful. But on the inside,
Every single part of her body was bleeding out.
Three facility caretakers are hired to go into K9, do tests on the animatronics, and making sure everything is in place. It starts off with a female voice talking in the background about how Bond's Burgers was only open for a very short period of time. It had been closed down after several disappearances regarding the employees of the building, suspecting the Bunny Smiles had something to do with the disappearances. It also was suspected that the place had been haunted after several occurrences of music being heard from inside the building way after closing time. After going through all the robots and making the repairs that they need to, they pack up to go to bed. One of the boys talking about how cold it is in the building. It was also noted by the girl that she was given a tiny key but never informed about its purpose. The boy brushed it off, just saying that they need to get rest so they can fix up the animatronics tomorrow morning.
Exactly. It has to be for something interesting.
Maybe, but we're running out of time. We should focus on finishing these robots by tomorrow.
Right. Good night.
Hello. This will probably be the last recording today before we leave. So, yeah. Bad news. The reprogramming phase was unsuccessful. We had a lot of inconveniences when we tried to restore the robots. A ton of damaged parts in the skeleton models made it impossible to add the new features. And let's not forget the fact that we didn't have enough time to end the project.
Yeah, we hope we can go back with better equipment and better deadline.
As Hillary said, we're begging the company to allow us to return to a more organized plan. But for now, this ends the reprogramming phase for the relocation project.
We then get a shot of the girl recording a door that says back rooms, talking about how she found a purpose for this key. Now, usually I would talk over this sequence, but it's so good that I'm going to sit here and let you watch it for yourself. Now, the sequence is rather long, but I tell you that the ending is worth it. But if you do not wish to see it, skip to this timestamp. For the brave people still watching, enjoy.
It took me a while, but I realized the key leads to this door, labeled back doors. It seems like a small area, so I'll just go take a little peek, see if I can find anything interesting, and then go back. Simple. This is bigger than I thought. I don't think I have enough time, so I'll just try and peek random doors and see what's inside. There are a ton of empty rooms with boring stuff. I came across this door, which was open. Kinda weird. Anyway, this room seems to have some spare endo pieces, and from the looks of it, some unused animatronics, I guess? I won't go into detail about what I find since I'm in a rush, of course, and this room number 26 or 27, I think. As you can see here, there are some spare heads. Nothing I'm interested in, to be honest. Well, this is bizarre. I can't really tell if this body is a robot or a puppet, but why is it hanging on the wall? This is really weird. So this is the last door. I've never seen this clown thing before. It's there's absolutely no way I'm getting close to that thing. I'll probably wait till you guys see this video and come down here with me so we can take a close. I found this. I'm pretty sure that clown thing had a cassette player installed, so I guess I'll have to be brave and try and see what this whole thing is. I don't really know why this dude has a cassette player thing installed, but my guess is that it's used for birthday parties, like, play a customized tape or something? I don't know, but we're about to find out.
Jack, Susan, Charles, Rosemary, Sophie. Billy, the funny movie clown. Do I see you, so? If not, then we're friends, she lied, she lied, no.
They left the next day. They thought Ashley left early, but she was in the back rooms, screaming as loud as she could, but no one heard the screams. The following days, the caretakers would complain about an awful smell coming from the back doors. The company decided to shut down the facility until new advice. The relocate project was unsuccessful. Ashley's still there, but she's not screaming anymore. She saw something she wasn't supposed to see, and now she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
What the fucking fuck? That is not okay!
Shadow Man sees me when lights go off.
Now, before we go to the next tape, I would like to discuss a few things. Jack is very apparent in Relocate Project, but why is this? Well, for starters, we always see him when Felix Kranken is involved. He is very apparent in the scene where he cuts off the robot voice, saying that Felix Kranken has a giant heart.
A man with not only a giant brain, but also a giant heart.
We already know that they have a good friendship and history with each other because of their introduction in the introductory tape. But why would it cut off when Felix is saying that he has a giant heart? Is Jack mad at him for something? Let's find out.
Am I still beautiful to you, Sophie? Consider supporting activity inside a local form. Important, I guess.
Yeah, this is the game I wanted to show you, Sophie. Oh, nice. Yeah, I played it for a while. Thought you would enjoy it.
Bunny Farm. Easily, far and away, the longest VHS tape in the series, clocking in at a whopping 58 minutes long. This episode was basically one long lore drop, introducing us to Sophie Walton, the daughter of the missing mystery man Jack Walton, and the now deceased Rosemary Walton. I told you to remember her name, so now we know why she's so important. She's the daughter of one of the main characters in the series, who is still just one giant mystery. And also the daughter of Rosemary Walton, a woman who was killed by Bond and stuffed inside of Shaw the sheep. We are also introduced to a woman named Jenny Letterson, a friend of Sophie Walton's, and is kind of just a side character, though she does talk about Brian Stell's death.
Fuck. Shit, I can't go back. Dumbass. Huh.
Alright, gang, gather around.
What is it, Mr. B?
Yeah, what is it, Bob?
Oh, don't tell me you guys forgot about today.
I know! Ask me! Please, I know! Ask me!
Anyone else aside from Benny? Alright, Benny. What day is it today?
Brian, today is the annual fruit festival. We do a huge party on the restaurant every year.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh heavens, me too. Well, I'm sure this party was much better than last year's, right?
I need all of you to put your fruits in these baskets. You guys brought fruits, right?
No. Oh heavens, what are we gonna do?
Oh no! Is the fruit festival cancelled, Mr. B?
Oh, you dumb salamanders. The important...
Hell, I couldn't help but notice you guys need fruits real quick. My barn's filled with all kinds of fruits. Say, why don't you guys do me a small favors, and I'll give you all the fruits you need.
Yes! Barn adventure! I love barns! I want to see the pigs and the chickens and the animals and the barns and the pigs!
Alright, Pete. Well,
that'll be fun. All of us working. Really? What?
Well, like a wing for me?
Pete the Hippo. You know, something I like about the game is the artwork. I don't know why, but there's something about it that seems, really familiar to me. Huh. Right, I should show you the controls so you don't have a hard time playing later on. These glitches are very creepy, if I'm totally honest. That's why I wanted to show you this in the first place. I know you're into that kind of... Bunny Smiles Incorporated. Have I heard that name before? I mean, that company has been pretty relevant these past few weeks. Didn't you hear? What happened? Some weird rumors and shit. Apparently there was this one employee that drove to some forest a few days ago. Not too far away from here, actually. He hasn't been seen around ever since he drove to that place. Really? Yeah. The word got out quickly. Some family members say it was his first day. Well, what's his name? Brian, I think? Well, I hope he's doing alright. Same. Well, who knows? Maybe he's okay. I mean, it's been a while since he was last seen, right? Brighton's not that big of a town anyways. They would have found him by now. Reminds me of this other girl. There's more? This young employee named Ashley. Young adult. Very pretty. She became some sort of urban legend around here. Why? People say she died inside of some old bunker from the company.
After talking about missing people and murders and mysteries, Ginny says that they probably shouldn't be talking about that while playing a children's game. She walks around for a little while longer, exploring the scenery, then settles on playing Billy the Clown's minigame.
I like the clown one. Alrighty, press this button. See, I told you this game was a little broken. I can tell. You know, I keep thinking about Bunny Smiles. It sounds so familiar. This game is bringing back so many memories, but it's so hard to just remember exactly. Sorry, probably just boring you with random thoughts of mine. I'll stop. No, not at all, Sophie. However, I gotta do some other stuff. I got this one essay I need to finish. I'll see you around. Oh, alright. Just talk to me in case you have any questions regarding the game, okay? Yeah.
Hi, Barn. Wait, shouldn't you be in the barn with the rest of the gang? Yeah, everything's perfect. I'm supposed to solve this party, but most of the stuff I need is located in the ridiculously complex puzzles. Say, could you help me out to solve the puzzles? Alright, first we need to get the party hats. They should be in the... Alright, good track. Now we need...
What's this? What's that even there?
Alright, how do I...
After that weird-ass glitch, they walk around the restaurant for a ridiculously long amount of time, finally getting to the puzzle room, or whatever you want to call it. She goes on to play tic-tac-toe with Billy, completely destroying him, and after claiming her epic victory royale, Billy gives her a present.
What's that? Jenny? Restart the level. Christ. Never mind.
That was, something. Anyway, it's the next day, and Jenny Letterson is back. Give it up for Jenny, baby. Woo, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. The game it just crashed. I was playing and the game just kept showing weird visuals. Huh. Yeah, it was so weird, like if I was being told something, I guess.
Huh. Like a message?
Maybe.
What? So you think this game is haunted or something?
I don't know.
Maybe. Time where I was playing and there would be times which I would do certain stuff that would cause the game to glitch and display some bizarre visuals and stuff.
After this conversation, Jenny leaves, leaving Sophie alone again. She is then met with a screen which reads, "Oh no, there is a high chance that Bunny Farm PPX data has been corrupted, or its information has been altered/replaced by a third party. We recommend that you unplug the machine immediately. Opening the file may lead to unknown glitches and errors in the levels if you want to continue. However, the machine could suffer major changes, and at the worst case, a complete shutdown, deleting all valuable information in it. Do you still wish to continue?"
Fuck. Don't tell me I lost all my progress, because I'm not entering that clan level again. I think this is a save where the glitch occurred, and I really feel like I should dig deeper into this. Alright, let's go. Those are pigs.
Whoa!
Women, am I right? The weird horse lady allows Banny to help with the animals, but she is very strict on letting her know that she cannot open the gates. After further conversation, Banny, being the dumb bitch that she is, decides to open the gates anyway.
Wouldn't it be funny if I opened the cage? I think it would be really funny. I think it would be really, really funny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna open the cage now. Yeah.
Oh no, Banny! What have you done? All the pigs have escaped to the hippo house.
Banny, you dumb bunny.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to help.
It looks like they each entered a different door. We'll have to find keys for each door.
Sophie's off to go find the keys. It's a wild adventure going through puzzles and hippos and rooms and whatever the hell kind of metaphor you want me to say. She does this for a good 2 or 3 minutes before she leads us into a room where we get a cutscene, but I don't think it's supposed to be in the game.
BSI Technical Support Audio Log Number 3, June 30th, 1974. Jeremy's birthday party finished an hour ago. I decided to stay and help the employees clean the place. This week has been strange, especially because of the opening. I find it weird that they opened the place even though Mr. Wharton disappeared a few weeks ago. I hope he's doing alright. Rosemary came in today and asked if we'd seen him around. I'm pretty worried about it. Felix seems very concerned and worried too. Anyway, the birthday party, yes. Everything went according to plan. This was the first birthday party in the restaurant, and I feel it turned out pretty well. I noticed a few irregularities in the stage and in the audio animatronics. As the engineer and the person who basically built the animatronics to begin with, it was easier to notice these, especially in Bond. Something felt off. The limbs weren't moving properly, they looked stiff and odd, mainly in his right arm. It took a few more minutes to take him to the backstage, just to make sure everything's okay. I'm the only one left. Chris left some hours ago, and Felix didn't even show up. I'll leave and close the restaurant when I'm finished. I'm sure it's not going to take long.
I am still alive, but I can't move, and I'm having trouble breathing, and my stomach feels weird. This is the death of Susan Woodings, a worker for Bunny Smiles who was tragically killed after a birthday party. Nobody was there to hear her screams, nor save her. Now there's really nothing to that. It's really just a lore drop for how Benny is possessed. A tragic story, but we must move on. Sophie decides to click on a mailbox sitting next to the barn. After this, we get a slew of papers to read that go into the story of Felix, giving him some lore and backstory. The papers are from a woman named Linda, saying "do not touch" written on it, scratching out a name that you can make out that says Kranken, like Felix Kranken. Most of the pages are completely redacted, you cannot read them, but eventually we make our way over to some readable material. October 30th, 1964. Felix has been acting weird lately. He's been drinking a lot more than usual, and I'm very worried about him. I don't know what to do. August 23rd, 1965. I know I haven't talked as much as I used to, but this month has been so crazy. I moved in with Felix last week. He was very happy about it. Yesterday, Jack and Rhodes had their third child, a little girl. Her name is Molly Walton. Jack and Felix have been pitching up the restaurant idea with a company that's interested in the project, the name Cyberfun Tech. December 26, 1970. Christmas was nice. They built a doll, a gray rabbit for Ed and Molly. Molly named her Rocket. Felix drank a lot yesterday. This has been a problem for a while. He's a good person, but he doesn't want to address this. It's getting worse and worse, but he doesn't even notice. He feels bad about it, but doesn't try to change. January 3rd, 1973. It's getting worse. He's so submerged with the project that he doesn't realize how much damage he's doing to himself, how much damage he's doing to me. He keeps going to places to drink. Sometimes he even stays at the warehouse for the sole purpose of drinking. He doesn't listen. He never listens. I don't know what to do. Dear Felix, May 2nd, 1974. By the time you're reading this, I shouldn't be home. I know you're confused, and I'm confused too. What you said to me last week, it hurt me a lot, but it opened my eyes. Hopefully it opens your eyes too. Our relationship isn't healthy. I don't think it ever was. I'm leaving Brighton this morning. You're in the warehouse with Jack and the rest as I'm writing this. By the time you get home, I'll already be in Hurricane. I know you're busy doing Jack a favor. Something related to a school party. I can't remember. But please go there when you have the time. As for me, I'll try to build my own life while I still can. And you should do that too. I love you. Goodbye. Linda. Sophie decides to go into Buzu the Ringmaster's game, where although it tells a tragic story, it definitely isn't as somber as the one I just read to you. Sophie is assigned to find things around the party to fully get the party started. Nothing really works, as she keeps just getting the same weird face at the bottom of her screen every time she finds something. She is then assigned to play a game of Memorize, a game where if you're stupid and don't know what that game is, you have to match up images from behind a mystery box. You get it, you'll see. She plays this for a good while, until, well, shit. You guessed it, it started getting weird again.
Congratulations! You're very good at this. Right, it's time for the real game. Let's play Spot the Differences. This one's a bit hard, but nope, that's not the difference. That's not the difference.
Congratulations! You completed my game. Now, time for the prizes. Missing 0714, missing 0714, missing 0714, missing 0714, missing 07. Missing.
After this experience, Sophie really starts to settle in that this game is telling her a story. What's the goal of telling her this story? Well, maybe it's to help her remember, because if you heard in the beginning, she was talking about how she maybe remembers all of BSI and Bond's Burgers and Jack Walton and yada yada yada. She starts to theorize about what might have happened to these people. Are they dead? Possibly. Those people being Susan Woodings and what we know now to be Charles. The reason we know it's Charles is because if you call back to the scene with the clown and Ashley, with Billy singing the birthday song, he calls out victims of the animatronics, that being Jack, Susan, Rosemary, and Charles, and we already know Sophie is playing, which her name was mentioned. Charles is the only one it could be, and we already know that he must be a victim. After this realization, we get to what is most likely the scariest scene in the entire VHS tape. If you do not wish to watch it, I completely understand, skip to this timestamp, but if you are as brave as I have to be to edit this video, keep watching.
Oh heavens, this place is so beautiful. Hi, Bond. Didn't expect to see you here. What are you doing here?
Oh, I just really wanted to check on you and see if everything is all right.
Aw, that's so sweet from you. However, I already finished my tasks, but you can stick around if you want.
How about we play a game?
That sounds fun. What would you like to play?
What about hide and seek?
Oh, I love that game. I'll hide. Great. This is gonna be fun. You found me. That was nice. I had so much fun playing with you. How about you had now?
Am I still beautiful to you? Sophie.
I know you. Found you.
Don't you just adore this series? We are then shown a well with eyeballs, as a white bear slowly emerges from its depth. There's no missions or minigames anymore. This bear needs to show Sophie something. Any question that she asked him, he will tell her the answer, basically showing her her memories that she has forgotten. A while back, we heard the term safety and pills.
Holy shit. That's my old house.
Hello, Bon. I'm so glad you're here to help me clean the code base. All that's left to do is just...
Hello? Felix. Jack. What is it? Listen, I was wondering if you could do me and Rose a small favor tonight. I don't know, Jack. Today's been it's about an Molly. They have a school event tonight. A school party, and they have no one to pick them up. I need to stay at the workshop to finish the paperwork, and Rosie's taking Sophie to the dentist. We were wondering if you could pick them up for the event and take them home later. Tonight? Yeah, if it's possible, of course. Sure, I can do that. Really? Yeah, sure. Oh, thanks a lot, man. You're lifesaver, Felix. It's nothing. Alright, so, I'll pick them up at 5 and get them home at 9. Rose should be home by then. If she's not, you call me. Got it? Got it.
I remember this conversation.
Be wary, for this memory seems to be buried deep within your mind. You must find them, Sophie.
Ed and Molly. That's Ed and Molly.
We are then taken to Ed and Molly's school, where we travel around for just a little bit before we are approached by Rocket, the gray rabbit, as we are told to follow him. Ed and Molly then set out to go find their Uncle Felix, who is apparently drinking in a bar in the school. Why would there be a drinking bar at the school? I have no idea. They walk around the school for a while eerie music plays in the background, only setting the tone for the attitude you should have while watching this play out. Uncle Felix, what are you doing here? This is the drinking zone. You shouldn't be drink.
What?
On its cue. 30 minutes of non-stop rock. Turn it up. You come on like a dream.
How much is left till we get home?
Not much. Just kind of lost, I think.
Uncle Felix, were you drinking?
M-Y-Q.
Our teacher says drinking is not right.
No. I'm just feeling dizzy. It's not that big of a deal. All right.
Number date 531. Flowers 5224343. I got a zap coming up. Rolling stone.
I want to go home.
Molly, we're almost there.
Don't you think you're driving too fast?
Listen, I'm just trying to get you to home quickly, all right?
Zap coming right now. 10 till 10 for safety.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling too good right now. I really just want to lay in the bed and go to sleep.
It's alright. We get that today wasn't the best for you. We understand. Everything is gonna be okay.
Thanks, Molly.
Ed and Molly die immediately. The only one that didn't die was Felix Kranken, there to face the burden of being responsible for the 2 deaths of his best friend's children.
They didn't go home that night. He buried them here. He was too scared. But they found a way out eventually. You have 25 new messages. Felix, pick up the phone. Now, I need you to pick up the phone. It's been 3 hours since I told you to get Ed and Molly home. What happened to my children? If anything happened, Felix, you must tell me. You haven't told me in 3 hours. I need to know what's going on. I'm trying to call you all night. What the hell is wrong with you? I've been trying to contact you all night. I've been calling everyone for you. Just what the hell is wrong with you? 3 hours, you didn't call. I asked you to do one simple favor for me. I need to know, where are they? Where did you... But that's not all, is it? There's still something you forgot to remember. They've been waiting for you.
We are then shown a video of all 4 animatronics on stage, standing there, motionless. Sophie walks up to all 3 of them, understandably curious. After going through Shaw, Buzu, and Banny, we are left with one more, Bon, the only animatronic that has not been explained of why he acts the way he does, killing most of the people in the story. We do believe it's Jack. He was the first one to go missing before Bon was able to lash out and stuff Rosemary and Shaw, maybe to communicate with his wife one more time. We don't know. But then going on to kill Charles and Susan Woodings. This video has been a giant pain in the ass to edit, but it was worth it because I really wanted to cover the series. Just like Bunny Farm for Walton Files, this is going to be the longest video I've ever made. Thank you for watching.
Shadows fade, no one's left at the masquerade. Everything is through, dear, but my love for you, dear, lives on.